Welcome to the Infinite Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Charisse Marie, your enthusiastic guide on this journey to unlocking prosperity and manifesting your dreams into reality. As we navigate this journey together, we'll dive into themes of gratitude, resilience, and vision, elements that form the foundation of abundant life. You'll discover how embracing these principles can propel you toward unimaginable success. Remember, you have the power to manifest abundance beyond measure. Together, let's unlock doors to prosperity, one episode at a time.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us and me on this glorious day where I will talk how you can be propelled to the future using the energy of the past. Now, you're probably wondering what a guy like me could teach you. He has some purple glasses, and by the way, those glasses resonate with the crown chakra, which allows me to be disconnected from the reality observed by my eyes and allows me to be more connected with my thoughts and emotions. And as we all know, thoughts and emotions create our reality with just a little bit of delay. So, truth be told, what's within, so without. So, this would be the first step, the first brick to build wealth of abundance. And eventually, brick by brick, there will be a beautiful castle to live. Now, you're probably wondering, who the heck am I? So I will answer. I will not keep this a secret. My name is Andy, and I traveled from the west to the east, learning the secrets of esoterics. I meditated at least 10,000 hours. I crossed paths with many different masters. I learned modality after modality after modality that allowed me to have unique perspective on life, not only using spirituality or personal development as a tool to escape from reality, but to build my reality. And it resulted. I had successful businesses, I had successful career in IT finance, but right here, right now, I will bless you with the knowledge of how to transcend your limitation, and I will plant those seeds into the soil of your mind so they can turn into beautiful trees of knowledge, wisdom, because nothing is set in stone and everything is constantly changing. I mentioned that the reality that surrounds us has been created by our thoughts and emotions. And you're probably wondering right now, this is not something that I would consciously create. And it is true because during this life, we carry things that are not us, that are not ours. We have inherited them from past, from our ancestors, from our society. So you might say, on this journey called life, sometimes it's not about becoming more, it's about unbecoming who we think we are, so we can become who we were destined to be. And the process is very simple. We identify what is not serving us, whether it is a belief or emotion that is holding us back from the destination we want to reach. And truth be told, although it is known that beliefs are tapestry of our reality, but what is not known that all beliefs are glorified restrictions, because what's within, so without. That means what you believe to be true will be manifested as true. Also, that means what you don't believe to be true will be manifested as not true. And as a consequence, you will have an ego boost because you were right. It is like a cage that people sit in with doors open and no key lock. So, in time, not only we will outgrow all of our beliefs, and it is possible to a degree to let go of our beliefs. Yet, at this stage, what is more useful to be aware that since the beliefs are tapestry of our reality, there could be as many realities as there are people in the world. If two people are observing the same event through different lenses, who's right? Who's wrong? From the perspective of the observer, you might say that they are both right, but in reality, they might be both wrong. As an experiment, if you put two people in the room, with one being a regular person and the other one addicted to sweets, yet the person that is addicted would like to quit, but he can't. He fights his internal demons all the time. So, just as an experiment, he would put a cake in front of each of the person and just let them be. Leave the room. Do your own thing. What do you think is gonna happen? The person that is not addicted to sweets, for that person, it doesn't really matter if he eats the cake or not. He can eat it, he cannot eat it. Who cares? But for the person that is addicted and wants to quit, he will be fighting his thoughts, he will be fighting his emotions for the whole duration of the experiment. And he might actually not even eat the cake. But once he will come back, he will look like he just ran a marathon. Yet he haven't even moved an inch. And if you ask them, hey, listen, would you like to do some work that will propel you into the future? The person that is not addicted to sweets will be like, yes, sure, let's do this. But the person that has just fought his internal demons trying not to eat the cake, he would be exhausted. He wouldn't have any steam left to do any work. As a consequence, he wouldn't move forward. So it means we can either be our best ally on this journey or our worst enemy. And we need to align our emotions, our beliefs to reach the final destination. And as with all destination, what serves us right now might not necessarily serve us on the further part of the journey. If you would want a happy marriage, Is it possible for you to believe that all men are pigs, all women are to use me or abuse me? It wouldn't make sense. It is like going left and right at the same time. Beliefs are only one part of equation. It has been found by many scientists that all living beings emit this field around them, which is called electromagnetical field, which is the results of thoughts and emotions, because what we have between our ears is very similar to a computer. We use it to process data, we use it to analyze, and we use it to make decisions. And just like computer, it runs on electricity. What about the magnetic field? Well, when we have feelings, it causes particular chemicals to run through our veins. And as a result, it creates magnetic field, magnetic charge release. Both of those things create an energy field around us, which defines the quality of our life. The scientists have moved even forward and realized and found that each time there is an electrical charge, it is followed by magnetic charge release, meaning each time we have a thought, it is followed by emotion. To go even beyond that, to the days that have passed many years and ages and centuries ago, when the first sages of the past have started to observe reality, they have found that each of our internal organ resonates with one emotion or another. Right now it is fall. That means that according to traditional Chinese medicine, which correlates emotions, organ, and season, it means that emotions of the lungs will be amplified, conditions of the lungs will be amplified. That is why many people are grieving, are depressed during the fall, because there is something unprocessed in their body. And if there is something stuck, unprocessed, it will manifest as a thought, event, or in some cases, even sickness. And energy never, ever vanishes. It just moves in cycle. As nothing lasts forever, everything is flowing, as well as emotions and energy and fluids, oxygen and blood within our body. We are no exception at all. If those emotions of the lungs will not be taken care of in timely manner, they will move to another organ that resonates with winter. And winter, when everything is hiding underneath the soil to conserve energy in its roots. We as humans also have roots. They are called kidneys. So if grief and depression is not taken care of, it is very easily able to become the traumas and fears. And if traumas and fears are not taken care of, they are very easily can become frustration and anger during the spring. So it is literally a never ending cycle. But since this world is based on duality, on two binary poles, it means if there are negative traits of each organ, there are also positive traits. But you cannot really have both, as you cannot ride two horses at the same time. By letting go of the emotions that are no longer serving you, you make space for energies that will serve you on your journey. Positive energies of the lungs are obviously courage. So if you let go of the grief, of the depression, of not ability to raise your head up, there won't be space for courage. And it is you who chooses to with which emotion you live with. And it is funny because there are countless ways you can transcend your emotion. People talk about managing emotions, but do you really want to manage something that is bad, that is not serving you in the long run, depleting your organs of energy? That doesn't make sense. Ideally, you want to let go of them completely. It is like they never even happened. Some students of mine that I have worked with in the past said that once I let go of some particular emotion in their body, and trust me, working with me, the results are right here, right now, immediately. They said that they have thoughts resurfacing from their unconscious mind, resonating with that particular emotion. And they said, listen, I don't believe that I used to believe that. To illustrate that even further, I had a protege that wanted to work with influencers, yet his self-esteem wasn't really there. And truth be told, this is a pattern repeating across all people that started the business. It seems the gods have dealt them this card called low self-esteem, and they try to cope with it, trying to prove their worth to the world. Yet, if the software is faulty, meaning I have low self-esteem, it can only produce an action of low worth, which can only give low results. It completely makes sense. So, what people do and try to cope with this program instead of reprogramming that or actually allowing it to be dissolved completely to make space for new experiences, which I will highlight in a few seconds, they try to hustle, they try to grind. And that creates so much friction between them and their environment that sooner than later they are completely depleted of energy. In the West, this syndrome is called the burnout. In the East, it's just depletion of kidneys energy. Anyway, that person wanted to work with influencers, yet his esteem wasn't there. So we worked together for a brief period of time. And as a consequence, that energy has been released, hasn't been holding him back. He told me sometime after that he was sitting in a lobby and he just got approached by a person and they started talking. It just happened organically. And guess what? The person actually works with influences. He works with brands. That person always was there. But for my prodigy, he couldn't really see what he had in front of him because he experienced reality through the lenses of low self-esteem. And as such, he could only experience that. There is no other way around that. What's within, so without. It's one of the rules of hermetic laws. In the Bible, it was said, as above, so below. It illustrates what potential our minds have. We just need to identify what is not serving us. And there are many, countless ways how we could do that. Back in the day, yogis used to train their bodies for several hours a day for many, many years till they have all their channels open in the body so they can move to the breath work. And this is something that you can do. Arts like Kung Fu, yoga will release the stuck energy that is surrounding the, the heat that is around the fascia in the organs that will not only elevate your well-being, stimulate the health of your organs, but release the surplus of energy that is holding you back. And the funny thing is that there is no vacuum in space. By making space, by releasing negative emotions, you will automatically attract positive traits. And funny thing is, you might have been manifesting your dream life, your new future, yet you have been failing because within there has been something blocking you. People use countless different techniques to manifest, but the truth is, you're always manifesting. What surrounds you is what you manifested with your thoughts and emotion with a little bit of delay. And the thing with techniques is, if you believe they will work, they will work. But if you're not confident in them, they won't work. Each time, actually, you put your awareness on something that is external, you take away power from yourself because you are the ultimate technique in this reality. The mind is the highest God. It means that the biggest results would be if you would focus on yourself and believe in yourself, believe in your actions, and it will come. Yet, there needs to be space for it to happen. If you want to buy a piano to your flat, obviously you need to make space for it. Otherwise, it just won't fit. And ideally, you want to live as it already happened. You want to live in your desired reality as you would manifest your dreams into reality. Picture it happening and happen it will. Feel those emotions of bliss, grace, love, peace to attract those events to your life, and they will become part of you. But without identifying what is blocking you, well, It won't happen. In fact, it might be decreasing your potential. To illustrate that, many years ago, I was very fluent with neurolingual programming. Yet the thing is, for some people it works, for people that are mostly logical, for people that are emotional, well, there are better tools. For people that are more energy, there are even more tools as well. The problem is that since each electricity charge, the thought, creates magnetic field, magnetic energy release, emotion, if you work only on the thoughts and leave the magnetic charge alone and install new thoughts which contradict the magnetic field, it would be like two opposite forces clashing. What I mean by that is if you put a glass filled with boiling water and put it to the fridge, something will break. The glass will break because the two contradicting forces are working on it. And in this case, the glass is your body. You will deplete your body of energy, decreasing its potential. We always carry the information from our ancestors as it is stored within our DNA. Their beliefs, their trauma, what they wanted to accomplish, and maybe, just maybe, in their past, in their time, it was serving them. But since everything is changing so fast, it might not necessarily serve us and serve you on this journey of reaching the top of the mountain of your dreams. So, what is actually the first step to identify if my beliefs are serving me or if I am serving my beliefs? Well, it's very simple. You ask yourself and you do not look for the answer. Is this serving me? Is this to be universal truth? And you just wait, because if you're gonna ask yourself with having immediately the answer, it might be the results of your current state of the mind. The process is about knowing oneself, not about having the right answers, because what serves you right now might not necessarily serve you in the future. So you start to ask yourself those questions. Is this low self-esteem serving me on becoming the most successful entrepreneur ever? Probably not. So let's go even farther beyond, because how you do one thing is how you do all things. There are no business issues, there are personal issues that reflect on your business. So you go even further beyond. Do I have this low self esteem in other parts in my life? Spoiler, you probably have. It's normal. You need to be aware of the issue first before you try to solve it. You need to get to the bottom of it. Once you know your why, the cost of how becomes very low, and the technique is secondary. In fact, if you're able to ask yourself tough questions, or if you have a coach that will ask you tough questions, the results are groundbreaking. I had a student that she told me I asked her the most annoying questions ever that no one ever tried to ask. As a consequence, She was confronted who she thought she was, and that allowed her to let go of that. She was no longer grieving. So identify what is holding you back. And once you identify that, you will be able to let go of that. And that will make space for new experiences, new thoughts, new events, new you. Literally, on cellular level, everything is changing so fast. New cells are being created, old cells are being destroyed. It means I'm a completely different person than when I started this talk. So are you. Because nothing is set in stone. Everyone deserves a second chance. But you need yourself to give this chance to you and ask God, universe, nature, regardless of your belief, to do it. And when the time is right, you will bloom. Emotions are even easier because there are countless methods that could be used for your benefit. Since I have spent my whole life exploring different modalities, reading countless books, meditating countless hours, I know what works and what doesn't. And funny thing is, you probably should be aware that a person like me that studied so much, learned so much, didn't probably do it because he's humble. No, I was lucky. I had such a low self-esteem. I was so anxious that right now it's mind-boggling. And all I feel is peace and love for that person that I was. So with all those effort that I put in, I literally had no results because I was forcing myself to bloom. I was growing my ego, and my soul was sitting in a backseat, weeping, completely ignored. I mentioned that the organs resonate with emotions. They also do resonate with colors. Yogis like to operate on energy centers called the chakras. In China, there's something called Tandian, which are energy centers from that perspective of understanding of reality. Since they are different, what we could tell, all of them are not universal laws. It's something that so many humans decided to believe in that they will it to existence. And as such, it is true. Regardless, organs resonates with colors and sounds called cosmic healing sounds. And this is technique that you can use regardless if you want to achieve more or you want to be more healthier, less limited by what is holding you back. And the thing holding you back is no one else but, I hope that in this moment you said, me. The sound correlate with each different organ. The fast sound of the lungs is, and there are many techniques on the internet that you can literally find how to use it properly, because in the end it's not really about the sound, it's about the vibration that goes with the sound. If you are able to put that vibration to your lungs, if you are able to feel your lungs, if you are able to speak with your lungs and search within for all the grief, for all the depression, for all the sadness, you will be able to let go of them. What I'm saying is, it's not always about the technique, because when the time is right, you will find a technique. But for the time to be right, your awareness level would need to be sufficient to use that energy. Many people think that high self-esteem is healthy self-esteem, but it is a coping. If you would picture a hamster running on a wheel, on one side there is low self-esteem, on the other one is high self-esteem. Does it really matter which direction the hamster run? No, he still will be trapped in a loop. The right expression of healthy self-esteem is I am enough. And as a consequence, my actions are enough and my outcome are enough. Coping and escape from reality is what many people do. And if you're escaping from grief and sadness, you might be prone to smoke cigarettes or marijuana. If you're escaping from anger or frustration, you might be prone to abuse alcohol or food to numb your senses. But if you run away from if you run away from your emotions, you won't outrun them, and eventually they will cut up to you. And the faster you run away, the faster they chase after you. One of the other method that I would highly recommend if you want to truly let go of your emotions is called emotion code, which is basically creating a bigger charge of energy than the one stored in your body. The only way to know that you have completely moved past this emotion energy thought is that it never occurred to you again. You're completely free. Otherwise, you're just coping. Why would you do that? That's not the way to move forward. You will still be the same you will still have the same emotions, you will still have the same energy. So that is not the way. You need to completely transcend what is holding you back so you can turn your dreams into reality. And just maybe on this journey, if you believe you need someone that has climbed the mountain up and back and need a coach, you could reach out to me. I specialize with cleaning the emotions, belief, addiction, habits, and helping entrepreneurs increase their revenue by allowing those old things that have been holding them back to propel them into the future, to create new possibilities of abundance, to allow new doors of opportunities to be opened. But the best technique, the best teacher is you. If you're gonna be constantly distracted by the external stimulus, it is like this shiny object syndrome. You won't move places. You will be like a dog chasing its own tail. The grass is greener where you water it. Identifying beliefs, if it's serving me to reach the top of the mountain called dreams or desired reality, and then the emotion charge that follows with them. Sometimes it's literally not about working harder, because if you are worthy, would you push yourself to the limit, disrespecting your body? I don't think so. And in that journey, you're competing with other people that have and are struggling with low self-esteem. And as a consequence, you will be constantly decreasing your offer, struggling just to survive. And that is not the way to thrive. As a person that has been on the battlefield and getting battle scars, being in the trenches, I've done that. I talk the talk, but I walk the walk as well. So if you truly want to put your career into second gear, elevate your well-being, elevate your abundance, you need to know who you are. Without that, no action will be sufficient because you will be limited by your beliefs, by your emotions. And that is the message that I would like to give to you. Yet also be aware that nature doesn't make mistakes. You are here for a reason, and everything between heaven and earth is perfect. So are you. What you need to do is realize who you are and who you are not. Discard who you are not and allow who you are to shine through, and allow yourself to make abundance as your default state of an existence. With that being said, I wish you all the best. I wish you stay in grace. I wish you be blessed. Thank you, and see you soon.
I'm Cherise Marie, and I'm grateful you joined us today as we explored the boundless potential within each of us to manifest a life rich in all dimensions. We love hearing your thoughts and stories, so don't hesitate to reach out and join our growing community of like-minded visionaries. Until next time, keep dreaming big and manifesting boldly. And remember, you have the power to create a world of infinite wealth and limitless opportunities. Together, let's continue paving this path to prosperity. Take care, stay inspired, and as always, dream on.